Poultry birds, especially broilers, drink approximately twice as much water as the amount of feed consumed on a weight basis. And during heat period, that is during extreme heat stress, water requirement may be times 4 of the feed consumed. Therefore, there is a need for ones to take care of the water that will be given to such birds, else you pay dearly for it. Welcome to Darey Agro Farm. In today's class, I'm going to be taking you how to purify your water. Also, we are going to be comparing the weight gain, the growth rate of two hatcheries producing two different species of broilers, Rostrate and Abowalker Plus, Agrited and Vertex. In order for you to gain something from my lecture, from my video, for you not just to waste your data, you need to listen carefully to what I'm saying. At the same time, you need to watch carefully what I'm doing, and you will be able to gain something after this video. If this is your first time of coming across Darey Agro Farm YouTube page, take this time to subscribe to my channel, like this video, subscribe to my channel, like this video, and you can share this video with other farmers and other groups. Okay, let's go to the business of the day. Today is day 4 of comparison, and the previous video was day 3. If you are yet to watch the previous videos, after this video just go back to my channel and you see previous video on this experiment of comparing the growth rate of these two hatcheries. So I won't be saying much as you are watching us weighing the 4 weight, and you can see what they are weighing. I'll be using this opportunity to teach us how to purify the drinking water that your birds will take. And as I said in my previous video on water for poultry birds, I told us that the quality of water you give your birds determine how they perform. And I also let us understand that a contaminated water will affect the growth rate of your birds, and apart from that, it will lead to many sicknesses and diseases. If you happen to acquire or buy birds that have a strong immune system, they might be able to tolerate the adverse effect of the bacteria that affect them through the water for at least the first 4 weeks. But when they approach 4 weeks to 5 weeks, they might not be able to carry on again. Then you see your birds getting sick and dying like chicken, because the bacteria population has accumulated much in them. And I told us that you can either purify your water or try to source for a clean water and be giving your birds. But in today's class, I'm going to teach us how to purify this water and make our birds to have access to potable water. As I told us, potable water are water that is drinkable. Any water you cannot drink, don't give to your birds. Birds, treat your broilers, treat your layers birds like human beings, and they won't be sick. But when you give them dirty water, water full of contaminants, then be ready to buy drugs and treat them and be ready to have high mortality in your farm. Prevention is better than cure, just as a word is enough for the wise. Now, before you chicken out, kindly listen to me. Poultry birds, especially broilers and layers, can survive for a longer periods of time without any other nutrient than they can without water. What I'm trying to say is that your birds, your broilers, your layers can survive without feed for some period of time, let's say 2 days, than they can survive without water. That is, you can starve them of feed, but don't starve them of water. You can prevent them access to medication, but don't prevent them access to water. And this water carries a big question mark. What type of water should I provide my birds with? So that is the essence of this video. I want to tell you how to make your water portable for your birds to consume, because your birds cannot do without water. It is one of the major requirements. Also note that high level of bacterial contaminants, minerals or other pollutants in drinking water can have detrimental effects on normal physiological properties, resulting in inferior performance. What I'm trying to say is, when the level of bacterial contaminants and other pollutants in the drinking water, it can make your birds to look sicky and make them to look like a runt. because they are accumulating many bacteria that are just distorting their well-being, their immune system, their body structure. So you look at the birds, they might not look like what you order, and they might not look like their age. They are trying to survive. It's just that they cannot speak out and tell you, I'm battling a lot. So because of water you give to them, now they are now carriers of many bacteria, viruses. So you have to be very careful and find a way to give them a potable water to prevent this, because now the birds won't just suffer for it, you will suffer for it too, because if you are not being careful, your capital will go into the drain. So if I know you don't want that to happen, so definitely you should listen to me and learn something. Various methods are available that can help you to reduce or eliminate the impurities that are in the water that you want to give to your birds. There are various methods, but I'll be sharing two with us today, and I believe we can build on that. The first method is chlorination. When we say chlorination, we mean adding chlorine to the water. Now, this is very complex. This method is very complex and very delicate. If you don't have the necessary parameter to carry it out, it is not advisable you use this method. And because this method is the cheapest way to purify your water is through chlorination. You only need to add little parts per million of chlorine to fixed amount of drinking water, but you are going to be needing what we call test kit. There's chlorine test kit, so you'll be needing to measure this amount of chlorine to know, so that you will not add it in excess or add it in little. So you need to follow this guideline, and to have the parameter is the major thing for you to be able to test for the chlorine present in water. So if you don't have the testing kit, it's not advisable you use chlorine as a means of purifying water. But if you have your testing kit, why not go ahead and use chlorine to purify your water? But another but again is, now if you have the testing kit and you add good amount, let's say you add 3 parts per million of chlorine to a drinking water, another thing is chlorine react to many drugs. Example is vaccine. So you need to be very careful. You can't just chlorinate all water, and if you chlorinate your water and you want to give some drugs, you have to check if that drug has some reaction with chlorine. If you have some reaction, that is why if you want to vaccinate synthetically and the water you are using is municipal water, which chlorine must have been used to purify the water, you are advised to add milk to the water. Milk will help to bind with some chemicals in the water, and thereby preventing the chlorine to damage the potency of your vaccine. So the same thing with some drug. So if you know you are using chlorination method, you must take all these things into note, so that you will not use your hand to do yourself. So that is another thing. So another way to purify your water is by the use of iodine-based disinfectant. The iodine disinfectant we use in poultry farming is called povidone iodine. This is more expensive than chlorination, but it is more safer than chlorination, but it is more expensive than chlorination. Povidone iodine is also called iodophore, which means povidone acts as a carrier of iodine. Povidone iodine is a kind of iodine disinfectant which directly causes in vivo protein denaturation, precipitation of bacteria, and further resulting in the death of the pathogenic microorganisms. Therefore, it is effective in disinfection and sterilization of your water. It can also kill viruses, bacteria, spores, fungi, protozoa. So povidone iodine is very active in killing those bacteria. That is why, apart from using it to sterilize or purify your poultry water, you can also use it to purify your poultry equipment. Example of povidone iodine drugs that contain povidone iodine are: 1. Darey contain povidone iodine, Poultry contain povidone iodine, Vetodin contain povidone iodine. Just check it. They are liquid drugs, but check the composition. You see that any drug you see that they put PVP, PVP means povidone iodine, so it's very, very effective in disinfection, so you can use that instead of chlorination. But if you can undergo the stress involving chlorination is also very, very active, very, very good, but it's very risky. So this is how you purify your water. I deserve a thumb up, so please subscribe to my channel, like this video, share this video, and now let's review the results of our experimental broilers. Now you can see the weight of the 4 aggregate. See them: 1010, 106, 95, 101, 100, 107. See the weight of the vertex for day 4. You see them, you see them, you see them. So go through them, you can see it. Now let's check the difference. Let's minus it from the previous day, day 3, and see what they gain over the night. So after minusing them, you can see now, we'll see that average weight of aggregate gain 16 gram, 16.3 gram over day 4, while that of vertex gain 16.11 gram. So you can see aggregate gain more weight, a bit more weight than the vertex on day 4, just little above vertex on day 4. You can see they both 16 gram, but this 16.32, this 16.11 gram. You can see the personal weight. Forget about the average now, what they gain, but the day 4 weight, we see the highest in aggregate among the 10 we are using is 101. Why that of vertex, we have the one that gave us as high as 124. We have the one that gave us 124 at as day 4. So some of vertex add more of shooters than the aggregate, and for these first 4 days, we can see how the weight is going. So general weight, the 4 general weight, now you can see it on the screen. Now this what will gain average weight of aggregate, and this average weight of vertex as at day 4. So what is your submission about this experiment so far? Wait for day 5. Be here, subscribe, and like this video. Thank you.